Hello, and welcome back to some Plan B Terraform. So normally, I try to play games like this, and I try to go in fresh and complete 100%. Blind. I played for about an hour, and then I played on Discord last night for a couple of hours because this game was breaking my brain. Uh, so we're gonna go to a new planet. Marty sounds like a good planet to go to. I don't know if they're randomized off the seeds or not. And I don't want to go to the same planet I tried on yesterday because I want to have more input. Right, those are automatically balanced containers. Right, manage resources of new discovered planet. Must bring supplies to cities and manage terraforming projects. Good luck. All right, so I made a couple of bad mistakes. I made some good. I made a bunch of bad mistakes in my first playthrough. So hopefully, I'm going to kind of rotate through that and use some of the lessons I've learned to kind of do that. So this is New Chicago. So we have New Bangalore and New Penny, it looks like, right? So I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to actually go to this minerals view. So that shows me I have a bunch of concrete around here. Down here in New Bangalore, I actually have a bunch of iron. I have some, looks like fluorite and some sulfur. I have aluminum ore, not too horribly far away. And then this name over here, that one may not be too bad either. I have a bunch of concrete. Actually, I think I may start here. So this is the current name for a city. You can rename all these cities and stuff like that. So it wants to zoom out to the mouse view. And then we're going to kind of go in. First step to extract iron ore. So maybe that thing wasn't as big as it was. It'll give me enough to start. Select one iron ore with a left mouse button. Ooh, I selected an iron ore. Okay. So, right. So easy enough. So the way this works is we don't have like belts and all the normal stuff that you have. Build an iron extractor. Put an iron extractor on the iron ore. So we'll get to that in a minute. We'll go ahead. We'll throw down. Okay, we made an iron extractor. So now we want to build a depot. So we want to actually build a depot here. That's fine. So basically what's going to happen is this guy's going to mine iron. He's going to drop it, and this little drone guy here is going to go pick up the iron and bring it back. It's great stuff. All right, so now we're going to build a factory. I'm going to actually tease this a little bit. Will it let me? You can connect them like this, and they'll start balancing the stuff between them, which is helpful. So we want to build a factory. We will build us a factory here. We're going to tell it to smelt steel bars. Okay. Then it wants me to place a depot next to the factory. Okay. And then this one, I'm going to tell it to store steel bars. So you'll see that it's different. And then these two here are connected. These two are not connected, meaning they don't share inventories, but these guys do. Build an assembly plant. Then I want to build an assembly plant. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our assembly plant here. We're going to tell it to build an the extractor, because that's what it tells me to do. And it wants me to build like 10 extractors and place them. So we're actually going to do that. We're going to get some more extractors going, so we get some more ore going into it. We're just gonna keep placing these things down until we get going, right? So basically, you'll see all these guys are kind of dumping ore into them, and as they dump ore into them, it gets carried down. It gets basically smelted, and then dropped over here. We can actually add another a factory here, and we can put another factory over here. Tell that one to do steel bars also, and now they'll both grab and put steel bars in. And then we're going to tell him to build depots, because we need to start building depots. Even though it hasn't told us to yet, we're going to. There's our nice little help screen. You can go in here and get all kinds of fun help. I'm going to ignore that again because that's what I did last time and it worked out really well for me. So basically we're going to do that. We can speed up the time. You can go a little bit faster. I like going a little bit slower just because I like, I don't know, I like watching stuff move around and it flashing on the screen and going as fast as it can. God doesn't make it happy to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the extractor here. So we saw this before, right? So you have infinite. I can actually change this to say how many of these I want to store. I'm going to tell it to store like 20 of them. These guys here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to tell it I want it to store like 50 of those, right? And that just sets limits to how many of these things it will store. And it basically will keep me from running into other issues, hopefully later. So these pods here kind of act like belts somewhat, or we can kind of stack these things out and get them, and then they'll kind of transfer stuff along. Some people have said, some of the videos I watched and stuff trying to figure out this game out, sometimes they have issues. They don't always move them. They don't always, balance out correctly. And these guys don't always reach as far as we'd like for them to. But it gives us a good starting point. I'm literally just going to put those things all the way across, and we're just going to keep stacking extractors on it. All right, I'm gonna go fast. All right, so the whole point here is we're trying to get extractors, trying to build stuff so that we can get more and more things into the building, or into the planet, so we can start building cities and start getting the cities to become larger. But before we can do that, we have to kind of build our own infrastructure and get that stuff started. So I think most of our points are going into this guy right now. So if you want to change this, I can change this guy and change it to an extractor. Then I can change this guy to the depot. It seems, I don't know why some of them seem to get parts first over others. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to tell or to know. But I just kind of, for now, I'm just kind of see which one starts getting parts first. And then I just make that one and change it to make whatever I want. Because there's no way to set priority or to do anything crazy like that. So there you go. Now we get some more. We get some more miners. All right, so now we can make mechanical parts, and we can make factory and unlock the factory and the assembly plants. Easy enough. Except for I'm going to keep digging across because I have a crazy plan. Right? So I've just built this row all the way through. And then I'm going to go here. I'm going to go factory. Right? And I'm going to tell it I want it to make mechanical parts. Actually, I think I may have hooked myself. Nope, I need still parts for that. Dumpster, or the bulldozer. Boom, start over. Nice try though, buddy. So we want to go here. So this is going to cause me a small amount of problems. So still bar here. Now what I'll need to do is probably a bulldozer or one of these guys down here. And then this way I should allow me to do this. Mechanical parts. And then that will allow me to make mechanical parts. And then, so I've kind of got enough extractors for now. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that guy. We're going to move him down here. And we're going to put him here, and I want him to build an assembly plant. So this is going to basically allow everybody to kind of make their way down. We'll get lots of iron down here. We can make an assembly plant down here. And then once we have an extra assembly plant, we can change this guy. We'll click on him. We're going to change him and tell him to build factories instead. So now we have an assembly plant and a factory both going. And then as soon as we basically get factories, we'll start going back this direction. And basically making it where we can get stuff, more stuff as it goes down, and start rebuilding the things we just took apart. This guy's in here and here. There's another factory coming in. Tell it to do mechanical parts. So if it only has one option, like if I put something here and then like I didn't have this other box here, like it would just figure it out. But since there's two boxes it connects to, I have to tell it what to make. Because I could be trying to tell it to make something that use mechanical parts to make something else. There's another one. We'll drop this guy in. So now we have concrete, roads, trucks, and supply centers. Okay, easy enough. So now if we look at this guy, he is making mechanical parts. We don't want him to make mechanical parts. We want to make steel bar. Because it basically connected is like, oh, you want me to make mechanical parts because that was the last thing I put down. But I actually want them to make steel bars so that it feeds through. Now if we go down here, this needs concrete. Roads also need concrete. Trucks need mechanical parts. So we will take another assembly plant, put that guy here. We're going to tell him that we want to make trucks. So that way, now we're making trucks. We'll start putting trucks in. Once again, we'll go limit our trucks to like 500. I don't know how many trucks I need. I know how many I'm going to have. So once that kind of all gets done, we'll go back up here to the top. And we will go back here with our factory here. And we're going to tell it to make steel bar again. We'll tell this guy to start making extractors again. So that way we do have our extractors being built back up, and we do have our belts and everything. Now these resources do run out, so that's something to keep an eye on. So here's a new Cheyenne. Shania? I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe we'll rename it. We'll figure it out. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of do the same thing here. Where I'm gonna kind of go through. We're gonna tell it to store sulfur. Right. So we're just gonna sulfur all the way through that. This may be too much in the beginning, but whatever. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing, right? All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go factory here, and we'll do. Oh, I need to put another one down. Yeah, I'll put another one down. So here I'm gonna do a factory here. Do a factory, and we're gonna tell it we want to make concrete. We only have one, so we're only gonna do one of those. We're gonna have another one to tell it it's gonna store concrete. The assembly plant here is going to start making our supply centers. Supply centers are very important. We're going to go down here to our buildings, supply centers. We're going to tell it we only want like 10. We don't need a lot of supply centers. We'll need some of them, but we don't need a lot of them as of yet. Okay. Then eventually we'll get all our pieces and make the stuff that we need to make. You see it when you see this like weird like strip going through it. It's great. Everything's going, starting to build things, doing it well. They'll all eventually back up. as long as you tell it to back up. If you don't give it something to say, hey, when you hit this, make sure you stop. It will just keep going. So we're gonna do concrete on that one. We'll put us another box in here. We're gonna tell this one we're also doing concrete, and then we're gonna do an assembly plant here. And this one's going to build roads. And we'll build another one here that will also build roads. And we'll build another one to build roads. I don't like roads. So whether this is the best way to do these or not, I don't know. It's kind of the best way to do it, because then eventually what can happen is all of these are going to get eaten out. I can basically pull up all the drills on one side, move these boxes over one, and then basically still leave everything connected, and then just put drills back down, and then kind of start making offshoots in the different directions, and we can kind of do stuff. And then eventually I think you get upgraded things here that will allow the drones to go like 2 levels out. You can start doing a little bit more stuff. But the trick here is to kind of make sure that we can get stuff in and out as quickly as possible. And like I said, this may be a bad plan. These ones in the middle may get completely full. They may not balance out the way I want them to. But you can see that it's moving stuff down, and basically moving stuff. So hopefully we're going to get stuff out of it. But the ones towards the center are definitely getting backed up. So we got another factory. So we'll do another factory to build concrete here. Another factory to build concrete there. Right? So there you go. So now we're building roads. We're doing all kinds of good stuff. Why is this thing complaining about? What does it actually want me to do? Build a supply center in contact with the city. Right? So what we need to do is we need to go down to our city. Right? And we have our supply center. Did I actually limit my roads? Nope, I'm just making infinite roads. You know what? Fine. I don't really want infinite roads. You know what? Maybe I do want infinite roads. We're going to leave infinite roads for now. We're going to go this guy here. So we're going to go next to the city somewhere. And we're going to put this guy down. Okay. So now I can click on this and it says it needs concrete. So what I want to do is I want to put a box here on the next to the depot, right? And we're going to hold concrete. Okay. Then I'm going to eventually want to do like more of them around here if I need to. I don't know if I need all 4 of them or not, but eventually I'll have all 4 of these, right? And then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to bring a road in like this. Like the road is eventually going to come in like this. Okay. Now we're actually going to be trying to go up here to concrete. So this one's actually got concrete right here, and it should back up fairly soon. So I'm going to take my little wiggly road, and I'm just going to drive it straight down to here. And I want it to connect someplace near where that guy is. Okay. So I'm going to do that. Take my truck, and I'm going to go up here to my starting point. And then I'm going to drag my starting point all the way down next to this one. And I'll make that my ending point. I'm going to tell it I want concrete. And I'm going to tell it I want 14 trucks on it. Now, if I do that, we're going to go up here. You're going to see 14 trucks are going to stack up. And now they're fighting this guy for concrete. So it's going to be whoever gets the concrete first, whether they load it on the truck or they start making these buildings out of it. And then the trucks make the long trip all the way across Marty here. All the way down. And this was a stumbling block I had, was trying to figure out how this works. Because I was trying to get it to just go straight into this, but you have to put a loading station. the dock area. What's it called? A depot. A depot has to be like a buffer. Right? So you'll see that's going to start going in. It's going to start loading concrete in. The annual supply and demand, we need 10. And you'll see insufficient if they only get 33% because they're greedy and they want more. So and you basically have to burn through 3 concretes in order to figure out what they need and what they want. So the trucks come in, they drop it off, and as long as there's some demand there, it's fine. The problem is once you start getting into later in the game, we could start running into some issues where we could actually have some bad problems where stuff is kind of get stuck. So, but I can do this, right, and bring this guy out here. I could do that, right? So now I have that road that comes in there instead. And then if I want to, I could bulldoze this road. And he's going to get mad. He'll be fine. He'll figure it out, though. Watch it. Crap. Okay, I'll just go with it. So that way, if I do that, that basically brings him in there, and then I can bring other things into these locations so that the trucks aren't basically running into each other. Because if the 14 trucks I ever have on this ever get completely full of concrete, and they're all sitting down here waiting to offload for some reason, then what will end up happening is that they're just going to get stuck down there, and they're going to create a traffic jam, and they're going to cause a backup, and then somebody else will be able to deliver stuff. Right? So we do have concrete. They're happy now. These guys are happy. Population 4, they're growing. The city is satisfactory. So you just kind of have to kind of watch. So basically, this is a factory automation building management type game where you're trying to build a city. So you're basically supplying the city with whatever it wants at the moment so that you can continue to have it grow and have it want more stuff, and then try to figure that puzzle out next. And you're slowly, continually trying to go through the puzzles to get the stuff you need. And I haven't made it really far into it. I made it a little bit last night just to kind of start filling out some of the basic understanding of how the game works. And then I stopped because I didn't want to get too far into it. So I have 14 trucks there, available 8. We're going to push it up to 20. There you go. Now we got 20 trucks. Now you'll see they're starting to build, solar panels. They'll start to build other things. So, and then I don't know, can I bulldoze that if I don't like it? Can I? I can't. Does it make him sad? Oh, I killed population. It made them sad. I didn't want them to put stuff there because I want to hold that because I need to be able to. I don't know if when they start getting larger, if it, because I don't know if I have to be next to the hub or if I just have to be next to the city. Like if I rip all this up, maybe I'll have to try that. They are sad that I murdered their people. I understand it. I get it. All right, let's go. Gotta go fast. Just stacking up the concrete. So there you go. They built something else now, and they'll start slowly building and start spreading out. And so you kind of have to make sure you either have them roped in with roads or to make sure that they don't get too far away, because they'll start doing crazy stuff. There's some windmills, and honestly, I could probably build around Bangalore and New China or Chicago also, where if I wanted to, I could start having. So we found aluminum bark, carbon, oxygen, atmospheric extractor, and a landmark. Okay. So we're going to slow it back down. So now we need to find aluminum. So this is aluminum ore down here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a very, very similar approach. We're going to tell this thing we want to do aluminum ore. I'm going to do that. And we're just going to put in a bunch of these things and start creating aluminum ore. Or, right? So now once I got that down, so we have these guys. So we're going to go to a factory here. So we're going to go to an assembly plant or a factory. Go factory. We're going to tell it we want to do aluminum bars. Factory, aluminum bars. We're going to tell it another one here. We're going to store aluminum bars. And then we're going to do an assembly plant here. And the assembly plant, I want to make atmospheric extractor. But notice it needs mechanical parts, right? So we're going to tell it mechanical parts right here. This, I'm going to tell another guy here to go here. And you're going to be, this guy's going to store mechanical parts. Okay. And then I'm going to go get my road tool. And I'm going to start here. And I'm going to go up here to this guy. Right. And my mechanical parts in there are kind of killed from the from everything. Right, so I'm just going to do that. Eventually find where I was going. There you go. Right. So I either can run up here and try to make more mechanical parts. I could try to break into here and get stuff out of here, or I could just say screw it. I'm going to need lots of other these things in the future. Why don't I just make some more mechanical part builders? Right, and I can either go right along these guys here, or I can give them a little bit of space. We're going to go iron ore. Like I said, I know it's probably a complete overkill. I'm fine with that. Factory. Still bar. Still bar. Right, this one's going to be still bar again. Then we're going to go this factory again. We're going to go here. We're going to go mechanical parts. Mechanical parts. Mechanical parts. Right? Easy enough. Easy enough. We'll throw a couple of those in there to help start. We're going to go down here. Oh, look at that. We almost lined the road up perfect. We're going to grab our road here. Here. And we'll just go there. That's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're going to grab some trucks. Let's say you're going to go from there. And wherever you click at to start, that is your starting point. This is your ending point. If you want to swap that, you can just hit the old swapperoo here. Or you can hit either change for either the origin or the deposit depot. And we're going to send all 15 trucks on it. And we're going to tell them, all right, time to go. So now we should have a bunch of trucks that line up here. These guys are all being slow because, oh wait, I paused it. That's right. So eventually we'll get some more excavators. We'll get some excavators built on this. So the other thing you can do too is like you could build, like if you wanted to start smaller, like you could build here, right? And then I could tell this thing is going to store iron ore, right? And then I could put in three things. And then once I got that done, I could move this in and I could put 3, move this in, put 3, move this in. And I could core this entire area out that way too. And I don't know if that works as well, but you know, it would work. But hopefully we'll start getting some mechanical parts. And then we'll get back down here. Because now our aluminum's going to be all backed up. And then, so this guy should be able to do both. So we'll do an atmospheric extractor again. That's all good and fun there. The other thing we have here is this thing, but he needs concrete. that's easy enough to do. All that stuff, it's all good. Now we're going to go back up here to this guy, and we need to build concrete off of something. So concrete off of that, that's fine. We'll build the assembly plant here, and we're going to tell this guy to build landmarks. Okay, and then I'm going to limit my landmarks as I have been. That way I don't end up with 9,000 landmarks. We'll just have a couple of landmarks. That'll be good. So, but that's kind of how you start getting your automation and stuff set up. Eventually, you'll be able to get trains and all kinds of crazy stuff. I would hope it'd be nice at some point where I could just put a bunch of ore on it and just be like, "Ore, go here." But I don't know. Maybe I'll look at doing that eventually, where I just have like because I know there's trains in the game too. So we'll have to look into trains because trains. But then we'll start seeing these guys here. We're going to start seeing atmospheric. Did I limit these? No, I did not. End up with 9,000 of those. Get that guy put in there. Get a little bit more guys going here. So just slowly starting to add. Just slowly building and trying to keep stuff as kind of organized as I can and making sure, because the roads, if you start crossing the roads, you start making this crazy intricate build. Like if I needed concrete down here, I'd have probably went to here and pulled this concrete out and brought it down. Or if I needed like concrete on the bottom side of here or something. Because once you start mixing the roads and start having them drive back and forth across each other, it's some city skylines. You end up with like really bad roads. It's craziness. But yeah, so then you'll see these guys starting to back up. So once these guys get backed up, then if that's a problem, then that's a problem, right? So, but they actually want oxygen now. So I'm gonna actually take these guys, change this to oxygen instead. And I'm just waiting for some of these things to be made. And we're waiting for more iron to probably be produced. It is still not producing enough probably to keep this thing running. Well, the trucks are starting to go. So the trucks are starting to move through, and as soon as all the trucks are good, we should be okay. We'll just keep putting stuff in though. Just more. Just balancing it out. All right, so now back to our wonderful city here, right? So actually, we can test this out. I want to see if I bulldoze this. So if I bulldoze all of that, and then I go down here and I build you another. Oh, not that. If I build you one of these way down here, okay, and then I build you this guy over here like this. So you're going to be oxygen. Then we're going to go out here and we build us. Build. I do that. Then I can you. You're going to be oxygen. Okay. But now the problem with this is these guys produce oxygen and carbon. So I don't know what to do with the carbon yet. So that one. All right. So, and then these guys are all going to be carbon. Here, carbon. Here, carbon. All right. So then we can go back down here to this guy. So now we have 2 more of them. Right. So now we're outputting oxygen to here, and we're going to be putting carbon on the outside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a road here like this, click, and then I'm going to go. The zoom in and out is a bit special. We'll go there to there. Easy enough. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to grab a truck. I'll say, you go here, and you're going to go to there, right? It's already set the oxygen. If this is wrong, you just click it and change it. We'll change all 16 trucks. All right, go. Now, the issue is at some point, where you don't have anything to do with the carbon, and it's going to be a problem. So I'm hoping at some point it tells me what I need to do with this stuff. So we're just going to connect like that, so that way all of our carbon is shared, and we just have some storage for carbon, and hope that at some point we have a purpose for it. Just blindly agreeing. So it's working. It looks like it's taking it in. I don't know if it's actually accepting it or if it can only accept one. I don't know if it's accepting it or not. Oh yeah, so that works. So so you can just kind of move these things around. So as things get used or whatever, I can have as many of these things on here as I want. So that makes it a little bit easier. I just kind of I can just let it grow, and then just kind of keep stacking, touching it on the outside or whatever something is. I've already used it, because ultimately they're not going to want any more concrete. So at that point, I can just be like, all right, no more concrete. We'll just take that away. So that way we're building. They got some oxygen coming in. Like I said, hopefully we get figure out what we're supposed to do with the carbon before I get too much further, because I'm gonna back up on carbon. I guess I can start trucking it away into another facility if I need to. I just make a big storage facility and just pump carbon into it all day. See guys down. This is where it ends. Like if I really wanted to, what I could do is because the excavators are like, I can move the drill over here or something. So if I wanted to, I could do like this and go still bar, right? Still bar, still bar. This is going to store still bars. And then at that point, I can actually take another one of these guys, another assembly plant here, and put this guy up here. So I might want him to make depots, and then that way now I basically I'll have more iron going into this, and then I'll have 2 things making depots, because I'm using a lot of depots, and I'd like to be able to make excavators faster. Or I could move this guy over and then just put 2 of them side by side. Maybe I'll do that. We'll do that. We'll go here. Go excavator. And I put it there, it'll pull from both. If I put it here, it'll only pull from this one. So that way we have excavators and those, because when I need those, like I don't need a lot of them, but when I need them, I use all of them. All right, so we're making oxygen. We're storing carbon in our storage boxes over there. Are you guys happy yet? Y'all still not the level. Population 24. Still everybody's happy. They got oxygen. They have concrete. Still not sure how you make concrete from sulfur, but it's their game. I'm just gonna agree to it and move on. So, but anyway, so that's the beginning of this game. We'll kind of keep going on. If y'all want to see more of this game, please think about giving the game or the video a like if you think it deserves it. If you want to see more of this game or any of the other automation factory building game stuff, mining, crazy space stuff I've been doing, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you have a question, comment, or concern, please leave that down below. But with that, we'll let you guys go, and we will talk to y'all soon.